Hey guys, I'm Nick. This is Raven's Eye Off-Road. Thanks for stopping by. Today, if you couldn't tell by the title of the video, we're talking about diesel heaters. And this video is for people who are thinking about getting a diesel heater. Maybe they aren't sure if it's right for them, or people maybe they already have a diesel heater and they just haven't fired it up just yet and they're kind of curious about how they work. This is the one that I have. There's a million different versions of diesel heaters, different layouts, configurations, and all that. And I don't want you to get hung up on it has to be this one or it has to be this other one. They all work pretty much the same. So if you see inside here, this is actually the diesel heater, this thing, this big box. This is the exhaust that comes out from when it burns the diesel, and this is the intake hose, where it brings air in for the combustion process. You can just buy this piece, no case or anything. We don't normally do that. For me, I don't, because those tend to not be very portable. Usually those tend to be mounted somewhere, just like this one. It's mounted in a case. So that's the only thing I'm going to say is you might want to consider one that's already in a case that's set up to be portable. I'm presuming that you're going to be using it for a rooftop tent or a ground tent or that kind of thing. Okay, so the cool thing about this one is all the hoses that these come with. You know, you've got exhaust hoses and air intake hoses, and then the hose that runs up to your tent. I can fit all that in here, so that kind of makes it nice and neat. I like being organized and keeping everything together. So that really, this particular model, that's one of its strengths. I am going to put a little clip here, and I'm going to show you kind of a close-up shot inside as to what all the parts are. I do want to show you how to hook it up and get it running and all that. I've got my EcoFlow right here, and that's the other thing you're going to need. You know, obviously we need diesel fuel, but the other thing is we need 12 volts of electricity. Diesel heaters don't use a ton of power, but they do have a really big demand in the beginning. When you first turn it on, they have a glow plug inside here that has to get warmed up so it can burn the fuel. And there's an electrical demand there for that. So I'll show you what that looks like with my EcoFlow. I'll show you on the display how many watts that pulls and what you need to consider when you have for a power supply for one of these. Okay, you will need 10 amps on your cigarette outlet. And while we're talking about that, let's just show you the cord real quick. It's just a standard cord, just like one of these car power. Mine has a plug on the end that I can plug in to the side. Some don't. Some are like hardwired. They have the little rings that you tighten down on the screws. They're all different. It's the same, but it's different, right? So for mine, all I do is plug this in and plug it in on the EcoFlow. Let me adjust the camera. I'll get it down here a little bit, and I'll show you the screen, the controller for the diesel heater, and I'll show you the EcoFlow's display too. This is the air intake, and for me, this plugs in right here. Now, if you have a slightly different version with everything coming out the bottom, it's going to hook underneath, okay? But this has been rerouted and comes out the side on this model. Just like I said, tons of different configurations. Don't get too hung up on all that. They're all the same. They all have an intake hose and exhaust and all that kind of stuff. So we don't have to worry too much about all of that. This is the exhaust hose. Not a lot to it. Some of these have a muffler that go on the end. I don't think you really need to use that. I don't really think it makes it any quieter or anything like that. So this just plugs in on the back, just almost like this. Super simple, just plugs right in. Now, if yours goes underneath, same deal. It's going to go underneath and plug in. And you're going to notice that the diameter of these hoses is really close. Some of them look exactly the same, but there is just a slight difference that you'll just have to look at. If you have instructions, just refer to those on how everything plugs in. I can't say, you know, this one goes here and that one goes there because I can't see your diesel heater. They're all the same but different. Okay, I'm going to plug this in. Like I said, there's just a port on the back, a hole, if you will. Plugs right in, done. It's so easy, I don't really think I even have to show it to you. So I'm going to turn the EcoFlow on. All right, and I'm going to show you my screen. I don't think you can see it. Let me swing you around here. Let's see. Let me readjust this. So you guys be super patient. This screen is so hard to record. I'm going to do my best, okay? Everything's just glare and there's nothing I can really do. But anyway, you can see it says power, 18 degrees Celsius. It shows a little picture, cute little picture of the diesel heater down here. I'm going to hit the button to keep the screen from timing out. You're going to notice that maybe your controller doesn't look like this. It looks completely different maybe, and that's fine. They're all going to work basically the same. I believe, you know, the manufacturers are kind of trying to streamline these controllers, the interface, so they're all at least somewhat the same. A lot of manufacturers are going to just Bluetooth apps. So if you can get a Bluetooth version, this one has Bluetooth. I mean, they have a version that has Bluetooth just like this one. This one doesn't have Bluetooth. Get the Bluetooth because the app's going to be 1,000 times easier for somebody to use than trying to fool with this. So when we get this on, we've got our power hooked up. We're going to see our diesel heater down here. It's showing everything's cool, right? I want to go ahead and turn it on, and we're going to start a process. There's a long, well, I don't want to say long. There's a warm-up process, maybe about 10 minutes, where the glow plug is getting warmed up so it can burn the fuel. And like I said, there's a little bit of an electrical demand when that happens. I'll show you what that looks like on the EcoFlow. I'll do my best to get that shot. Okay, let's start it up. It's real simple. You're just going to hold the power button for about 3 seconds. And you hear it kick on. Now we see a fan icon that has started turning. Now if you look at the bottom, right down here, there's arrows, a blue and a red. Air is being pulled in through our air intake, and hot air from the combustion chamber is coming out. It's going out the exhaust. Okay? That's all that means. The red little icon here, that's our glow plug. It's showing that it's there. So let's go back to the EcoFlow. Things are calming down. And I got the other camera here. So now we're at like 16 output. Okay, 15, 16, 14. But we honestly, when I'm asleep and running this, I run it on like 1. So let's see what that looks like. You can hear it toning down. So you're going to run this like, I don't know, it fluctuates still, but 25, 50 hours it says. Nice. All right, super fancy gun here. That's the air coming out of this thing. 160. So whenever you turn these off, it's a bad idea to just shut the power off. You want to just hold the power button, and it's got a cool down sequence that it does. I'm going to show you that real quick. Sorry, this thing keeps timing out on me. So we're going to hold this down, and you're going to see it says off. Now it's still running, but it's going to go through a cool down process where it kind of puts itself to sleep, so to speak. You know, you want to make sure it gets all the chambers cooled down and all that stuff. Guys, we've kind of went through the cool down process and it's done. It's ready to be shut off and packed back up. The exhausts, it's already cooled at a touch, no problem. It's been just a few minutes. So hopefully you learned something and this video helped you out. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If there's a question that you've got, put it in the comments. I'll respond to every comment that I get. But overall, if you did learn something, please give me a thumbs up, like the video, leave me a comment if you've got questions about diesel heaters. I'm also going to put the error code sheet. I'm going to try and go over that. I'll probably do just a screen thing for it. Basically, if you have an issue with it, it will put an error code on the display, like E01, E02. I'm going to put out what all those mean and what the fix is or what to look for. So that'll be helpful if you do have a problem. You can reference back to the video and figure it out. So you'll want to bookmark it if you get one of these. But definitely consider this. Overall, hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. Go out there, find your adventure. We'll see you out on the trail. Thanks. Hey guys, I'm Nick. This is, what am I doing with my hand? What is this?